Hey everybody, thanks for hanging out while we took a quick break and refreshed our drinks and everything else. We find our envoys in the Shadowfell, actually, on top of a giant spire uh, that seems to be erupting and cracking and falling apart around them as they destroy the giant crystal, corrupted Shaw's crystal that was located at the top of the tower that was being used as some sort of anchor slash focal point of a occult spell to summon forth the soul of the original sorcerer queen herself from beyond the Great Veil. And as the crystal exploded, thanks to Vom bringing down the hammer, um, shards of it rained everywhere and ripped through Cal, dropping Cal to the ground. The two last spectral images, which were slowly in the process of grabbing forth each other to merge into one being, that had started taking on the silhouette of a uh, female wearing a long flowing gown, gets ripped into shreds and pulled across the cosmos. As you hear a woman scream, "Fill the void!" and the cracks that have been forming up the side of the tower start hitting the parapets and the top, forming cracks in the top of the tower along with the base. Uh, and that's where we find our envoys. As the whole tower lunges and shudders and starts swaying, and little pieces of stone start falling off of it, raining down to the ground below. Um, yeah. What are the envoys going to do?
Take a free action to cry. Somebody's got to get Kale, and we got to get out of here.
Yeah, Vom would run forward, grab Kale, and shove the potion that was in his hands down Kale's throat. No dying today, mate.
Awesome. So with that, I'm actually going to ask for I'm going to say a dex or athletics check from each of the envoys as they basically trying to make their way out of the tower before it collapses.
Can I give you an acrobatics check?
Yeah, athletics or acrobatics.
15 for Drake. $12 for Ula. Wow, good job, Kale. Teaser,
The dice are not with me today. That is a 7 for Teaser and a 5 for Vom.
Okay. So with that, Kale and Kale got a 20. And Drake
15.
And Ula
12.
are doing pretty well. They're making their way down the tower. Teesra and Vom are also making their way down, but it's going much slower for them. They're avoiding broken pieces of stones and collapsing archways and stuff as they're trying to avoid the stone, trying to make their way out. This is basically going to be a version of the skill challenge, so I'm going to need a couple of sets of rolls as you make your way down out of the tower. So so far, two of the envoys are starting to fall behind a little bit as they attempt to avoid the showering rain of stone that's coming down from the ceilings of the lower level of the tower. Could everyone please make me another check, please?
Same check that we just made?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Drake, no. I should have just gone down the side with my climb speed.
Much better this time around. 18 for Teaser, 24 for Vom.
I don't think my 3 did very well, so...
Drake got a 9 and Ula got a 15.
So Drake and Kill, your two of your allies have caught up to you. Uh, as you also run into some difficulties with various stone debris and masonry falling on your head. So Ula has definitely taken the lead. She's trying to bash out various pieces of garbage out of everyone's way. I need one more check.
No whammies. No whammies.
Okay.
Opposite of a whammy.
Vom gets a 20. Teaser gets a 7.
And Kale got a 9. So with that, Ula manages to get out, missing all the debris. Vom and Drake are making their way down the last set of steps as a big chunk of the stairwell collapses below them, dropping them both to the ground. Dealing 9 points of damage to both of you. Unfortunately, that was for Vom and Drake.
Oh.
Teaser and Kale, as you're making your way down, you've been lagging behind, unfortunately, because you're trying to keep your footing and not fall and not go through holes in the floor and everything else. And unfortunately, the stairwell you're on does collapse up out from under you, dropping you down to the ground. Doing 22 points of damage to you.
I'm out.
As am I.
So,
Oh no.
everyone in the group knows that here's the psychic cry as the two hit the ground. Does anyone want to try to go back in and get them?
I'll send Ula back. I'm raccoon sized, I can't drag anybody out.
Awesome. Go ahead and have Ula make me a dex save.
21.
Awesome. So Ula is able to go in, dodge the last falling debris, and throws Teaser over one shoulder and Kill over the other, and Fireman carries both of them out of the tower as the whole tower starts crumbling down behind you. You do manage to get away from far enough from the building as the entire tower shatters into a million pieces and comes collapsing down on itself. And a smoke dust cloud fills the air as the storm overhead slowly starts dissipating. And, leaving you on the ground.
I will pour my last healing potion into Kale's mouth. And Ua has one, so I'll have her give that one to Teesra.
I was going to say, if anyone looks, Teesra has one on them. But
I think Kill has a whole bunch stashed too.
No, I got rid of mine. I gave it to that little boy.
Right?
Ah.
Well, Kale gets 10 points back, and Teesra gets 8 points back.
Awesome. And with that, you are outside the tower, and as you're trying to heal your allies, you see a silhouette of someone approaching you. It looks like a small child and a wolf.
Hey, you guys are still here. Do you know how to get out of here?
He can show you the way.
Awesome.
With that, the group of you make your way back across the open fields of the pale and desolate Shadowfell to the archways that you first opened the pathway into here. With that, the lad pulls out a small piece of Shaw's crystal and uses it to activate some sort of passageway, which opens the same portal that you came through, back to the land of the material plane.
Oh man.
And as you pass through and you're standing on the other side, you see him holding the crystal, and the crystal starts basically just crumbling to dust, fading away. As the last of the arcane energy is bound to consume what's left of the component.
We did it. Good job, team.
Not to know how much of a victory it really was, but yes.
I feel pretty good about it, Caesar. I think we're going to pass our exams. I'm taking a gap year after this, though.
I don't think it works this way.
Ugh.
So, with that, the envoys, you're able to make your way, unless there's something specifically otherwise you want to do, you're able to make your way back to Aldous, eventually make your way back to Aldous, and a couple of days are going to pass. Is there anything specific you want to do during the next several days?
Mostly just recuperate on Drake's part.
Tithra is going to start asking around to find other refugees from Kern to see if they can find any information about the rebellion and whether or not their sister really is working with the rebellion and trying to get people out.
Awesome. Over the next couple of days, you're able to speak with some other recent refugees that have managed to make it across the Icebinder Mountains out of Kern. And you do hear that there is a small band, there's a few small bands of rebels that are currently rising up. They're setting up camps in the Icebinder Mountains and some of the other mountain ranges. There also seems to be some infighting going on between some members of the Shattered Seven, which is the Council of Seven lieutenants that have taken over and are ruling Kern in the wake of the Lich King's death.
I'd like to find out what this ring is at some point. Maybe cut off my hand if I need to.
The ring does, you can remove the ring. It is not permanently stuck on your hand. You ask around, and everyone seems to have a difficult time telling you. We're not sure. It's obviously some sort of arcane energies bound to it, but it's unlike anything we've ever seen. So.
Cool. I guess I'll keep it on if no one's going to tell me that it's going to destroy me slowly from the inside out.
So after a couple of days, 5 envelopes will arrive at your apartment on the Envoy compound. Each one hand drawn, hand addressed to each one of you. They all have parchment and a blue wax seal with the rose motif on it.
I'll pop it open.
As you pop it open, it is a formal letter addressed to you. Each one is hand drafted to Envoy Drake and Envoy Tizra Vasker and Envoy Kel Talmor. And there's one for our other envoys as well. And each says for services rendered and studies completed, the group of you are invited to a special ceremony to commemorate your completion of your envoy training, and where upon the completion of the ceremony, you will be granted the title of full envoy, and it lists the time and the date in the next 3 days from now. And it's signed by Queen Jalen.
Ooh.
Later that afternoon, there is a small knock at your window. Tap, 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 tap. And as you look over, is your window. You have letting glass windows, framed clear window glass sheets. Perched outside on the window ledge is a crow.
I will let
Tap
Soot
them.
in.
You open the window, and Master Soot, senior envoy, flies in and perches on the back of a chair near your dining area. Well done, my young envoys. I heard there's much we need to talk about.
Yeah, we we've been through it the last couple of days.
From what I've pieced together from the Kurnish spies that you apprehended that we were able to follow up on, they had been supplying weapons and accoutrement to the Shadow Cult that was operating here in Aldous, or attempting to operate here in Aldous. Slyly, but not very efficiently. Hearing that you were able to return from that dreadful place, it seems that your mission was successful.
Yeah, we destroyed the tower, or we were present while the tower was being destroyed. I don't think anything we did had that effect on it.
I don't know that I agree. I think destroying that crystal definitely contributed.
So hopefully that means the spire and the area around it won't be able to merge with our plane of existence. Is that how it works?
Well, we are looking into that. We did see the residual energies that were unleashed by whatever foul effects that you encountered, but it seems that whatever passageway we found between the shadow and here has been closed, at least for now.
Did you happen to find a small imp? Was that one of your prisoners that you found and were interrogating?
We did that.
One escaped the tower, and I don't like loose ends, so.
We'll have to definitely keep an eye out. No, we had the Gavata occultist and the Kurdish spies that you had apprehended at the caravan site. And some of the remaining cult members here in town. it looks like in the wake of their conflict with the would-be shadow cult, the night bandits have permanently disbanded. The night pads have permanently disbanded.
I'm happy to hear that. They didn't used to be a bad gang, but they lost their way.
And as with that, he's looking around. He looks over the table that he's perched next to and sees the envelopes. And he says, I see that the invitations have arrived from Jalen.
Yeah, we're supposed to go and see her. Any advice for meeting the Queen?
Just be on your best behavior. She is the queen after all. And she's very wise and wise woman. He just kind of nods his head a little. I did want to let you know that several of the more questionable tomes that we were able to uncover and decipher have been securely moved to the Vault of Century. So we should not be having any problem with those falling into the wrong hands. But do you know what the meeting with the Queen is for?
Do we know what the meeting with the Queen is for?
I would assume a thank you might be in order.
I hope we're all getting medals. Even me, even though I'm fuzzy.
I don't know if there will be medals, but there will be a formal declaration of your ascension to full member of the envoy status. And I'm sure there will be thank yous as well for services rendered. But yes, each of you will be tasked to speak on your fellow circle members' on their behalf as part of the ritual. I will be there, and so will several of the other senior envoys, but it's definitely your moment. I'm very proud of all three of you.
I appreciate that. So, do you know if there's going to be a feast afterwards?
I don't know so much a feast, but there definitely would be anything as formal as a feast, but there definitely will be food and drink and and a gathering of other envoys. I'm sure several of the senior envoys will want to congratulate you personally. I know that Ula's father has actually made the trip inland to be there himself.
Excellent. I don't think there's anything reason we should keep the Queen waiting.
Indeed.
With that, as the time approaches and you all get in your best envoy uniforms that have all been pressed and cleaned, and the group of you make your way across the palace grounds to the actual world complex itself. Crossing over, there's a bridge that connects the higher levels over, and as you make your way into the royal greeting chamber. And there's a throne, the seal of the heart, the stag heart, up on the wall, and blue banners line the room. Sitting next to Queen Jalen is her consort and her spouse, is Avatahan. And as you enter, there's a formal page who will announce each of you with your full title as Apprentice Envoy Kel Flora, Apprentice Envoy Drake, and Apprentice Envoy Tizra Vastra. And Apprentice Envoy Vom and Apprentice Envoy Ula. 5 of you will make your way up. In the audience, you see several senior envoys. You do see the various envoys who sponsored you to the academy, the various couple of the refugees, Tizra, that you've become close with, that have high standing in the city as members of the merchant guilds and other envoys. And there's a few other right in there, besides you and Drake and Soot. And one of the senior envoy steps forward and hands each of you a single long stem blue rose. And says, as part of the ceremony of the unfurling rose, you will be asked to speak 5 words that represent the accomplishments and the virtues of your fellow envoy. And after each of you have gone, the ceremony will conclude with Queen Jalen. Are you ready to proceed?
Yes.
Will nod and step away. And we'll kind of look over to Drake to go first.
I will hold aloft the blue rose and give a sly grin to Tizra and say 5 words that represent the accomplishments of Tizra or their virtuous traits. And I will note that Tizra is resilient, compassionate, driven, loyal, and I'm trying to think of one word that describes one of Tizra's amazing exploits in the last few weeks. Family oriented. And as the 5th word resounds, the rosebed blossoms, and I will hand the rose over to Tizra.
And as the rose does open up and bloom, the rose and the gold and sapphire scepter that Queen Jalen has sitting in her lap, the actual rose top of the scepter that's made of Jaws crystal and sapphire actually glow at the same time as the rose blooms. And the senior envoy will kind of nod towards Tizra to step forth.
Tizra will unmute their microphone.
Muting is not a virtue.
No, Tizra will then step forward and speak of Kale, and will say, that 5 words that represent Kale are charity, kindness, loyalty, ferocity, and light.
And with that, the rose that you're holding slowly starts to bloom forth.
Teaser will hand the rose to Kale.
And then the senior envoy will nod towards Kel.
Yeah, Kale will step forward and kind of wink at Drake, talking about, you know, his fury, um, and end with the 5 words that best describe Drake as cunning and protective, hopeful, nimble, and spunky.
I will take
Awesome.
Spunky.
Awesome. And with that, the rose blooms, and the sapphire, the scepter that Queen German is holding blooms, and with that, Ula will step forth, say 5 words about the fierceness of and valor of Vam. Vam will speak of Ula, and I'm not going to go into their specific words because I'm not going to put words in the players' mouths, which players couldn't join us tonight. But they both will have their roses will bloom, and they both hand them over. And with that, Queen Jane will stand up. For services rendered to Aldous, we thank you. You are all truly brave and amazing members of the Envoys. It is my duty, but it's also my pleasure to welcome you as full members of the Sovereign's Finest, as Envoys of the Realm. And she kind of does a little tip of her head to you, and with that, the envoys all around yell, "For Aldous, for the Queen!"
For Aldous, for the Queen.
For the Queen!
For Aldous, for the Queen.
And with that, you almost think for half a second that the stained glass heart, the big stag that's in the window behind, almost kind of has a slight grin on his face, as best as a stag can have a grin. Maybe it's just a trick of the light, not quite sure. But for a moment, you almost think that the stag is smiling down at the 5 of you. And with that, music erupts in the hall, and everyone starts mingling, and people start coming over, shaking hands, and congratulating all of you. And festivities ensue. Bards begin playing music, and generally a revelry is to be had. And we have a grand, long evening of drinking and eating and basically spending time with friends. All of your sponsors come up to welcome you and congratulate you on the amazing job you've done. It has quickly started spreading through the Royal College and the Envoy campus about the Spire and exactly what you've been up to the last several weeks as you've been sneaking around. Several members of the Noble Assembly also congratulate you, including a certain, let's just say, member that has a love for all things flying. And yeah, you have a wonderful evening. Near the end of the evening, Tizra, you are pulled aside for a moment by Master Soot.
Yes.
And I know that you went through a lot on this mission. I know some of the choices weigh heavy on your heart and on your soul. I've been there myself. If you would permit me, I would like to introduce you to some friends of mine. and tranquil water would be no deal with you.
Of course.
And with that, the camera kind of fades away and hands over the city of Aldous, and the credits begin to roll as we conclude season 1 of Tales of the Feist.
Woo.
Woo.
So, anyway, for that, I would like to thank everyone who's joined us for season 1. I do hope you enjoyed the game. With that, I do want to make a few announcements before we close out. We will be returning next week with a brand new episode of Nether War, our ongoing Masterminds game. We did also recently do a short Suicide Squad game using Mutants Masterminds. Part 1 is up on YouTube as we speak, and following episodes are going to be coming up on that. And we will be doing the second live stream of that next week. So I'm looking forward to that. It should be pretty cool. I get to play Pied Piper, so I'm a little biased. So part 1 was part of a celebration of Gen Con, and part 2 is a part of our celebration for Origins. It's a 2 for Con special. With that, as a reminder, if you do like Blue Rose, and if you have questions about Blue Rose, whether it's the 5e version or the Age Edition, always feel free to drop notes or questions in our Discord, or I usually also hang out on the Facebook groups and stuff, so I would be happy to answer those questions. Always welcome to ask those on Discord. We also an affiliate, so if you do want to pick it up, you can get a discount by using our affiliate code, so yay. Other than that, we will be returning next Tuesday for something special. And with that, I will shut up and turn it over to Alex and Aaron to do any other announcements they might have.
Well, the big announcement belongs to Aaron, but also be sure to check out UntoldStoriesProject.com. That's where we keep all of our news, updates, our blogs, all sorts of fun stuff. Right now, we're putting out a series on how to write your own superhero adventures, if you're interested in doing stuff like that. And some other fun stuff that's coming in as well. And, I'll pass it to Aaron.
So I guess our other big announcement is starting. I think we're still trying to figure out for sure whether or not Suicide Squad's coming here next week, or if it will be, or if we're going to do Suicide Squad on Wednesday. But either next week or the following week, here in this time slot, we are going to be running the Emerald City Knights campaign from Green Ronin, from Mutants and Masterminds. We have a really fun group of heroes I am looking forward to introducing to all of you. Start tuning in on Tuesday nights at 7 for City of Destiny.
All the heroics. All the heroics.
Welcome to the superhero channel.
Yeah. I'll be the GM. Alex is going to be playing. Also from within our network, you'll get to finally see Orange, who those of you who had been listening to Something Something Dragons had gotten to hear. And then we've got a couple of new voices and new faces, so we're looking forward to introducing them to you as well. So
Orange is definitely going to be my favorite character. And I say that having my own character in this race.
Yes, once we were able to thread the needle to avoid any copyright issues with the name, yeah.
Yes.
I'll leave it at that.
It's going to be awesome. Alright. I don't see... I'm looking to see if there's anybody who looks good to raid. No, I think we're okay. We'll just take off tonight, and we will see you all next time. Thanks for watching.